Hey guys, my name is Tony Hines, and I have my coworker Renato Sogueco here with me today.
Hey everyone.
So for Floriology, I am a SEO SEM specialist here. I was recently not really promoted, but kind of just switched my position from social media to SEM. So right now I'm currently managing the ad campaigns for all of our clients on the program, and this is for Facebook ads, this is also Instagram, and this is also Google ads as well.
Yeah, and that's not just any old ordinary switch. I mean, going from the social media part of it over to SEO, SEM, those are totally two different disciplines. So Tony, is obviously well versed in all digital marketing, but he's been a great addition to the SEO, SEM part of things. So great stuff.
Thanks, Renato. Mm-hmm. So this is the third part in our 5-part series. We've previously covered how to create Google Analytics accounts, and we've defined what SEM is and why it's important for your business. So today we're going to be talking about how to define your SEM goal, and in our next webinar, which will be February 19th, we're going to be talking about how to choose the best ad strategy to meet those goals, the goals that we'll talk about today. Before we get into the webinar, I know Renato had a couple of things that he wanted to talk about today.
Oh, thanks, Tony. And just to add on to what Tony was mentioning about those past webinars on SEM, you could catch them. I mean, they're all posted on Floriology Institute's Facebook page. So you just have to scroll back a little bit, or check out the videos, and they're posted as videos. So you could catch up real quick in case you miss those. So I wanted to just switch gears real quick. I know we're talking digital today, but Floriology is also well known as the premier hands-on design institute, and we have a couple courses coming up that I wanted to promote. The first one is April 5th through 9th. It's going to be the Wedding Bliss and Special Events course, and we have a special treat. It's bittersweet in that Stacy Carlton, AIFD, due to scheduling, is not able to teach the course, but who will be filling in is Sharon McGuckin, AIFD, AAF, CFD, PFCI. So for those who don't know Sharon, she is one of the most well-respected, best presenters and educators out there today, and weddings are her specialty. So I know that the class is filling up fast, just looking at the registration roll. So if you want to be taught by Sharon McGuckin herself in the art of wedding flowers, please sign up. Just go to floriologyinstitute.com/register. And after that, June 7th through 9th, our own Jackie Lacey, AAF, AIFD, CFD, PFCI, he will be teaching the certification and competition course. And just to get you familiar with that, if you have any aspirations to be part of the AIFD family and having that those distinguished letters behind your name, this certification and competition course, it really just mimics the conditions of testing for that test. So it's purposely done in June prior to AIFD symposium that happens in July. So it's a great first run through to be sure that you're well prepared for that rigorous PFDE. Then after that, in the fall, we have Donald Yim, AIFD, CFD, PFCI, coming back September 14th through 16th to teach advanced design techniques. Donald's a monster. He knows all sorts of great techniques, so you're learning from a master himself. And then Jackie closes out the year October 4th through 8th with Celebrating Life Every Day. So definitely visit floriologyinstitute.com/register and secure your spots, because all these classes sell out. So I'll turn it back to you, Tony.
Awesome. Thank you for those great updates, Renato. So let's just get right into it. Defining your SEM goal. So first, we need to look at exactly what an SEM goal is. And as a business, you should have a goal in mind. Your SEM goal is what you're exactly trying to achieve with your campaign strategies. So whether that be more traffic to your website, generating leads, or increasing conversions, this is something that you should identify early on, because it will make a huge difference. You will be making thoughtful decisions based off of your goal in mind.
And then, I think one thing I want to add to this is that lots of times people say, what's the benefit of SEM and a lot of these digital strategies? I think the important thing that you have to understand is SEM, social, all these things could be measured precisely. So if you set a goal, it's not like you're advertising in a newspaper or magazine where you're kind of pouring in money into it, and they come back and they say, oh, you got 10,000 impressions, and then when you ask them what makes up that number, they'll say, well, it's based on circulation, the number of people that will tend to open the magazine in a dentist shop, or something like that. So it's very vague. But one thing wonderful about digital, it's all precise, and every click, every view is measured precisely, so you know what you're paying for.
Exactly. And to go off of that, you're only paying for, when we're speaking on Google Ads and SEM in particular, you're only paying for those positive interactions with the ads, versus traditional marketing where you will be paying for those impressions and you don't know if you're going to get any return on that.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Tony. And we did cover this in a previous webinar, but one thing great about SEM is that impressions still are there. Mm-hmm. So your ad will show, and that counts as an impression because Google knows who's seeing your ad, because they count who scrolls through it. But you don't pay until someone clicks on it.
Yeah.
Hence the term pay per click. So it's almost like SEM, and I know we've covered it, but it's almost like bonus advertising, So your ad's seen, and even if they don't click on it, it's a good brand building exercise just because the exposure is there. So it's as good as a billboard.
Yeah, it definitely helps you create that brand awareness, as well as getting those traffic, those clicks that you want to get to your website. So there are different types of goals that creating a campaign that you're able to do. When you're creating a campaign through Google, these are different types of goals. So you have the traffic goals, lead goals, and conversion goals. Traffic goals, so this is the main overarching point that you're trying to get. You're trying to get traffic to your website. You have to get traffic to your website in order to meet these other goals. You're unable to get leads or sales if you don't have visitors to your website. Mm-hmm. Lead goals, they're a little bit different. So this is when you're collecting emails or contact information in order to send pamphlets or collateral to people to build a relationship with a potential customer. So this is going to help you build future sales and kind of just establishing who you are with that customer.
Just real quickly, I wanted to talk about just the traffic. So, a lot of folks ask, well, what's another benefit of SEM? I think people do zero in on either lead or sales goals right away. But the fact is, people saying, well, if I pay this money, will I get sales? Yes. However, if you pay this money, you're also paying for traffic. Mm-hmm. And I'm not too sure if a lot of people understand how Google works, but if people are clicking to your site because of your SEM ads, that counts as traffic in general from Google's perspective. So it increases your SEO footprint, because one of the algorithm points that Google has as part of its ranking system is the amount of traffic you get. So it's another bonus of investing in SEM. You're actually buying these clicks, which counts towards your SEO.
Yeah, and a lot of people do often look over traffic goals as being, a main goal, but that is something to consider. Traffic can bring you those results that you're looking for, and it can really help with your organic ranking. So then there's the lead goals that we spoke about, and then the sales goals, and this is when a customer makes a purchase on your site. This is just a typical conversion, and this is what most people, a lot of florists will be going after, is these sales goals. So in order to reach these goals, there are different types of campaigns that Google allows you to run. And I'll go over 5 of them right now. So there's search campaigns, display campaigns, and shopping campaigns. Search campaigns, they connect search intent with the product. So if someone's searching for your flowers or your brand, you're able to pop up in the Google search rankings, and I'll show you guys some examples of that after this slide. Display campaigns, these are visual ads that are shown across Google and Google search partners. These are targeted through interest, so through behaviors online. Not people aren't really typically searching for these things, but it's more so their behaviors and habits online have brought this ad to them. And then shopping campaigns, this brings ads that appear in photos. So when you're searching for images on Google, this will appear. If you're searching for, let's say, red roses or something, red roses can appear for shopping. You also have shopping ads that appear near the search results on the first page. And I'll show you examples of that. So here's shopping and search examples. So right here, you can see these are the search examples. So the search term was buy roses near me. And here are your search ads that popped up. You see the flowers is highlighted because it's the variation of roses, which is the keyword. So it's pulling these ads based off of the keywords that I've typed in.
So hey Tony, so like I think a lot of florists may get the impression that the searcher or the buyer needs to type in like a geographic name or city and state or whatever, but that's not the case anymore, because obviously a lot of folks are typing in flowers near me, and we get the question all the time, well, how does it know that I'm in Peoria, or how does it know I'm in Jacksonville, Florida? Well, it does.
Yeah.
Because your mobile phone knows where you are, and more than half these searches happen on your mobile phone, or it happens on your desktop. And the desktop, I won't get too technical with it, but it has an IP address which is associated with an area. So to answer the question, you don't necessarily need to type in the city and state anymore, and a lot of consumers don't do that because the computer or the mobile device already knows where you are, and Google already knows that, so they'll pair you in with relevant results related to your geography.
Yeah, and that's a great point. And if you all at home want to look at it yourself, just go on Google and go on your mobile phone and scroll all the way down to the very bottom of the screen, and it'll show you where your location setting is. Mm-hmm. And I believe you can also change that if you wanted to, but it is a default location setting based off of where you're actually located in. So when you search things like near me and local, it will pop up because of where you're placed. So these are the search ads, and then on the right hand side you have the shopping ads. So the search term was buy roses near me, and right here you can see that these are all different ads. The prices right here, the name of the product, and then the shop who's advertising right here. And you can tell that these are ads because of the little sponsored right here. Mm-hmm. So those are just a couple of examples. You also have display ads. So display ads are the ones that show up on Google search partner sites. They're the ads that pop up with the visuals. They come up on the front of the screen, at the top of the screen, and on the sides. And so what's a typical site that would have them? Just any like news site? Our Google partners, right? Yeah.
So if you were on like CNN or Fox News, you would probably see a lot of these ads.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also video campaigns and smart campaigns. Mm-hmm. So video campaigns, these are like YouTube videos, things like that. And smart campaigns, this is Google's new rollout. Well, it's not new anymore, but it's their newest rollout of campaigns. And what this does is it does automation, bidding, and targeting, and it really helps you create a campaign with hands-off action. So this is for the person who doesn't have a lot of experience and kind of just wants to get their hands dirty a little bit and kind of see what's out there. Google does do some smart campaigns for people of all levels, beginner and expert. So that's something to look into if you are considering.
Just want to get started quickly.
Yeah. So a tip, when you're running these campaigns, you want to make sure that you're tracking your data, because the worst thing you can do is run a successful campaign and have no way to improve it. Mm-hmm. Or to run a campaign that's unsuccessful and not really know where to begin on improving it. You want to be able to track your results so you know what needs to be improved, what needs to be changed, and how to implement those changes. But that's all we have for today. Make sure you do tune in for our next webinar on the 19th, and we're going to be telling you how to apply some of these different goals and how to make a strategy for your brand.
So if you do have questions, please go ahead and leave them in the comments area, and Tony will, or I, will go ahead and address any questions that you leave in there. But I did have we did have a couple of questions that are actually pretty common that I wanted to pass by you. So the first question is, do all campaigns cost the same to run?
So the answer to that would be yes and no. Mm-hmm. So all campaigns are free to run. It doesn't cost any money to run a campaign at all, but what costs are the keywords that you're choosing within your campaign. Certain keywords that have higher traffic and more volume, they're going to cost more and more people are searching for it because it's a higher competition. Mm-hmm. But the keywords that are lower funnel, so when you're adding words like if you're saying words like buy red flowers instead of just buy flowers, or just red flowers, when you're adding those action words and things that differentiate. Jesus, yeah. Between, it really helps lower your cost per click.
Well, that's interesting because I know that we get asked that all the time. So, what are the keywords that I need to use? And I think we're starting to see more and more of long tail phrases being used. And when I say long tail phrase, I mean those are like the kind of questions that consumers ask all the time. And I think if you may have caught a webinar or read an article that I've written, even in just in the past few months, I think it's really important to start including questions that you feel people would answer. And then you're wondering, well, why are we including questions now? I mean, don't people just type in keywords? Well, a lot of the searches that you want to be included in now is voice searches. Mm-hmm. So if you have like an Alexa device or a Google Home, or even Apple Siri, you're not saying, "Hey Siri, red roses." Mm-hmm. You're basically, or the consumer is going to say, "Hey Siri, where can I buy red roses?" Oh, there you go. Siri's just responding. Oh, and it's answering me. Let's see what it says. Okay, no. Anyway, I'll turn it off. So just those are the. I think that's a monumental shift in search. That people are asking these questions. I do have another question here. You showed us several types of campaigns that you could run, but in your opinion, which campaigns are most effective?
So this all depends on what your goal is. So we kind of went over it a little bit earlier, but if your goal is to bring more people to your website, maybe there's a product that you don't offer yet. Mm-hmm. And you want to see if people actually resonate with that offering. So you're going to create a little subscribe or email button so you get more people's information. You're creating a lead campaign because you want people to be able to give you information, like feedback on if they're going to like this product or not before you actually roll it out. Or if you're trying to actually get sales from a product that you've had on your site for a long time. So it really just depends on what your actual goal is. Smaller shops may be going after more brand awareness and getting their name just out there rather than getting sales right off the bat. It just depends on where you are in your in the industry.
Stage of business?
In your stage of business, yeah.
Okay. Well, great stuff. And like you said, if you have a question, go ahead and feel free to leave it in the comments area, and we'll get to answering the question as soon as it's received. Anything else, Tony? Are we good for now?
It's all good.
Okay, good. So one last promo. Sorry, one last one. I promise. We actually do have one more webinar that's happening tomorrow with Jackie Lacey and Leslie Bolden, AIFD. Leslie Bolden. She's the chief designer for NAPCO, and they are going to talk about some of the upcoming trends. So definitely, that's not one to miss, because a lot of work and research happens on Leslie's team as well as Jackie. I mean, Jackie and Leslie, although they work in different departments, here at BloomNet Floriology, they always compare notes on what the upcoming trends are, and it's always fascinating to get their perspective as designers, artists, of what they're seeing in the market. So that's definitely a not to miss webinar. You could sign up or come back tomorrow, same time at 4 o'clock to catch this webinar. So, Tony, thank you very much for this webinar. And we won't have another webinar until after the holiday, right? So,
yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
We're going to give you guys a break and make sure that you're prepped for the Valentine's Day holiday. So great luck with the upcoming holiday. I know it's going to be a doozy with the holiday falling on a Friday, but best of luck, guys.
All right, bye, guys. Thank you.